Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CEL-SCI's channel dedicated to research and development directed at improving the treatment of cancer, autoimmune, and infectious disease. Joining us to give us a high-level overview of what's happening in 2024 here, Geert, the CEO, joining us as always. Welcome back, sir.
Well, thanks for having me back.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to get you back on here. So I think, fascinatingly enough, your story's evolved quite nicely. You've seen an incredible stock recovery coming into the beginning, toward the end and the beginning of this year. And I wouldn't mind asking you, for newer audiences, maybe just give us a high-level overview again of exactly what Multikine is in your pipeline here and your plan to bring it to market and what 2024 looks like.
I've yet to find a person who doesn't like what we're doing. Our idea is to make the first cancer treatment more successful. Well, how do you do it? Well, what are the first treatments? Think about the people who you know who've had cancer. It's surgery, it's radiation, and chemo. We want to avoid all of them, right? Like in head and neck cancer, which we treat, they cut your tongue out. We say you must put an immune system drug first before you do the other treatments. Why? Because you need to activate the immune system to find and kill the cancer before you destroy it. And we've done that. We've done a study. It's huge. We have fantastic survival benefit. It doesn't work, though, with chemo, which makes sense. Everybody understands that makes biological sense. So we're developing it for patients with head and neck cancer, which is a horrible disease, fifth biggest cancer in the world, from under your nose down to your clavicle. And who then get, afterwards, they get surgery and radiation. Hopefully someday we'll be able to eliminate the surgery. And we have massive survival benefit. Listen to this one. 5-year survival, 45% for the standard of care group, 73% for our patients. Which group would you like to be in, right?
Yeah, no, this is quite astounding. And I just kind of want to iterate here, because even in recent news, the European Medicine Agency kind of granted CEL-SCI a waiver of strict pediatric requirements, clearing the path toward marketing authorization for Multikine. Is this kind of you want to talk about this path to just basically bring this to market? What's going on a global scale with this?
So the regulators have confirmed to us that we're the first pre-surgical cancer drug ever, right? Because usually cancer drugs are developed for dying cancer patients, where you've seen the story. People have experienced it. You know, your aunt is dying and they're giving her medicine, and in most cases it does nothing, and maybe it gives 1 or 2 months, and it bankrupts the family. You know, we need to do a lot better. So we're the first pre-surgical. Why pre-surgical? Because then you can actually hopefully save the person. The first treatment will be more successful. So the regulator said that. But it also is exciting as it is. It means you have to figure out the path. It's like walking through a forest that doesn't have a path. You've got to make your own path. And we're doing that by talking to the 4 leading regulators in the world: FDA, Health Canada, EMA, the Europeans, and MHRA in the UK. Why those 4? Because they talk to each other. They're highly regarded. They're worldwide regarded as the leaders, and everybody looks to them. And so right now, we know the path forward with most of them. With one, definitely, we're told that we can apply now for an approval and then can do a confirmatory study. And with others, it looks like we have to do some more work and can then go for the approval. But, you know, it doesn't make much of a difference. The idea is we want to help people, create a non-toxic cancer drug to help people. And the idea for the shareholders is to make them money. And the best example of what we would like to achieve is a company called ImmunoGen. They just got bought out for $10.1 billion in December. I remember ImmunoGen from years ago when they were a struggling biotechnology company. So bottom line is, we're doing the studies in the places where we have to, like FDA. We're doing extra work exactly the way FDA wants it. They're very positive. Once we deliver that, and it should succeed because our statistics are so good, the data are so good, if it succeeds, we will be another ImmunoGen and our drug can come to the market. It's that simple. You just have to execute it.
On that note, I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more of an expansion. What do you think from a timeline perspective? How many years out are you guys going to be, propelling this?
When you do something that hasn't been done before, there's so many different things, and then there's different interpretations. So I can tell you, for example, under President Trump, he appointed Dr. Gottlieb as the head of the FDA. Dr. Gottlieb pushed them towards approving drugs quickly. Then once President Biden came in, Gottlieb was out, and there was no commissioner for 18 months. And then there was a commissioner now who is not as focused on cancer. So the natural tendency of an agency is when they've been pushed out of their comfort zone, like they were with Dr. Gottlieb, probably approving drugs quickly, the natural tendency is to pull back. So the key is when you do something completely novel, that they have to see that you're an honest broker. You can be trusted. You're not some little terrible, creepy company, but you're a little company, but you're good people. And then you work things out with them. And what happens is you may have to do a whole study, or you may only have to do part of the study, and it depends on the data along the way. Because if you have really good data, like we have, for example, tumor responses, downstaging along the way, which when you have those, you have much improved survival, then it is very likely that you can come and get approval very quickly. Okay, so it could be maybe even at the end of next year. That's a possibility. So, which, by the way, in this business, it's not really that long. And for those shareholders who don't have a long time horizon, is guys, we all wish we'd been an Amgen or Immunogen, right? And bought it at a really, really low price and then sold it at the high price. You just have to be there. You have to be in that stock. And that is exactly what we are doing. And that's, that's how we're going to build the stock. But it's mainly for the benefit of the patients.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. I think this was really clear, and I'll pass it off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you think in that comment section below, and consider subscribing because when news catalysts continue to come down the wire, of course, we'll bring it to you here. But on that note, we look forward to catching you in the next one.